please. Music, please.
There we go.
It's been so long. It's been so long. I forgot what buttons to press.
Yeah, I didn't even. Who are you, Fluent? Who are you?
Hello.
What's up, chat? Happy Thursday. We're back. It's a Thursday before Christmas, so hope you all are going to have a great holiday weekend. We have a lot to get into, a ton of headlines, Double P, what's good, and all the new members. Shout out to you guys. We'll get to that in a bit. But I know that Fluent, as usual, does have a rant to get us started tonight. So Fluent, what's on your mind?
This is what happens when I miss a week because I got a rant and I got to introduce you to some friends of mine that I want to talk to you guys about.
Heck yeah.
I think we're going to get Jay with this one, just so you know. But I'll get to that in a second because my first rant is this. Actually, I'm going to start it with a question. Jay.
Yes.
We know that Haley is a 100% Golden State Warriors fan.
Drowned in her fandom. Drowning in it.
Nonsense, right?
Here in it. She's drowning in it.
Yeah, drowning in that fandom. And we know that I've been a Laker fan since, as the Jamaicans would say, 19 long. However, you have no fan affiliation anymore.
I
correct?
don't.
He's a Celtics fan, Fluent.
I'm not. I'm a Jason Tatum fan. I'm not.
I'm going somewhere with this because I am at the point now, Jay, I want to know how you do it because I'm about to give up my fandom.
Why is that?
Because Jeannie Buss, I know you watch this damn show, and I'm going to tell you, look you right in the eye when I tell you, we are the Lakers. We are the city of champions. We do not hang anything but championship banners. Not in-season tournament banners, not preseason championship banners, not summer league championship banners, NBA championship banners. Period. That's it. I get it. I get it. Adam Silver reached out. He said, I need you to put this banner up because it'll make the in-season tournament legitimized because we're working on a new TV deal and it's going to get us paid. I understand why you did it. I still can't believe that you did it. I can't believe that you did it. Kobe is rolling over in his grave right now. Who told us that's what we do? We're the Lakers. We're the greatest franchise in NBA history, period. End of discussion. End of discussion. First three-peat, us. Last three-peat, us. Most people in the top 10, top 20, top 50, top 75, us.
Most people in the Hall of Fame.
In the history of basketball, tied us. Most people in the Hall of Fame, us. That's it. The greatest come through LA. An in-season tournament. A game that didn't even count as a regular season game. 40 points and 20 rebounds by my guy. And it means nothing. It doesn't even go in his stats for the season. And you're raising a banner.
And 1-4 since then.
About to be 1-5 tonight. James ain't playing neither. Don't leave that out, H Boogie. About to be 1-5 tonight.
Yeah.
Can you
Bear into the AO, and he's feeling a bit quirky tonight.
Yes.
Can you handle it, Tone? Because it sounded to me like
Take this off. Like I'm.
You've had this bottled in for 2 weeks now. Like this is.
It looks like It looked like he's been waiting. It's like being on the couch. Talk about it, Tone. Come on, man. What's really gonna let it out, brother?
What I'm gonna do? No. Here's what I'm gonna do. I need to escape from reality. I need an escape from reality. And the way to do that, see, you don't play fantasy sports.
I don't.
Mr. Chilltown Hoops. So I'm going to ask my friends, Min and Chris. See, yeah, I told you, you guys don't even know what's happening.
I don't know what's happening.
Chris? Min, how you guys doing?
Hey guys.
Hi.
See, I told you I need an escape. And regular fantasy football, it's not enough. I'm dominating these. The player's choice, the gridiron, those bums. I'm 12-2. I had a first round bye. It's too easy. It's too easy for me. I'm going to win that championship sleeping. But these guys have a game, Smashup Sports. And it takes, just so you guys know, how you guys doing? It's nice to see you again.
Hey, good to see you.
You guys in for a second. Let me take a break. I'm very emotional this evening.
Just so you dudes know, just so you guys know, H and I, we didn't know we was having company. We been cleaned up a little bit.
Yeah, we're sorry. We're sorry about
You guys look great. You guys are great.
Cohen just basically brought y'all over to the house. We don't have no food ready for you guys. Nothing. Y'all just showed up. Nothing. So,
not even a
We
word.
would have brought some food. We'd be good guests.
Just saying.
What do you mean? I brought them to you. That's the thing.
Mhm.
These guys have Smashup Sports. It takes. I'm going to let you tell us how you started, but it takes fantasy football, and it takes like card game. My son loves Pokemon, and it brings them together. It's actually challenging. So I don't know who wants to start off, man. Chris, maybe introduce us to Smashup Sports.
Mhm.
Yeah, so let me just tell you a little bit about it. So I think you introduced it perfectly, right? This thing is a mix of all the games you love playing. And started a couple years back. Me and one of my best friends, we were watching the tournament. We're talking about fantasy. We're talking about how it's getting a little stale, a little bit boring. Every year's the same. You do your draft. You pick up some free agents. Maybe you make a trade or two if your league mates even do that. Half the people are unrealistic about their teams. And we kind of came up with this idea. He grew up playing Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! I grew up playing Madden and 2K with kind of all the power-ups. And we said, what if we could kind of bring these things together? What if we actually had a game that was fantasy sports, but then you had more control? You could do more in the season. You could actually impact your team by kind of playing these different cards, by doing things that gave you more control over the team and the outcome, took some of the luck out of it. And so we did this for 3 years, actually. We played like a season-long version of the game. It was awesome. We actually had a waiting list. We had so many people who wanted to play among our friends that we said, okay, we need to actually do something with this. Got a group of investors together, actually led by Mark Cuban of all people. And so we've launched kind of what's the MVP, which is like weekly tournament game. Completely free to play though. Use the different cards, and that's kind of where we started. So it's been a big success so far. But as you said, way more challenging because it takes more knowledge, more fandom, way more you can do to control your team.
And I just want to quickly say, Min, when I said Haley's a Golden State Warriors fan, you pumped your fist.
My girl right there.
Are you a Dubs fan?
I'm a big Dubs fan. Been following them since the late 80s, early 90s. I'm dating myself a little bit, but back from the run TMC days. I mean, I went through probably like you 20 years of just really, really bad teams. And then, we deserve the recent dynasty, but we're having a tough year right now, like not meeting expectations, but we'll see. I think we're starting to turn around a little bit as of late. So we'll see.
I hope so. I hope we go on a win streak, but I'm a bit concerned we're kind of heading into that another 20 years of nothing.
Don't say that.
But I'm trying to stay positive.
I fear we're just going to be stuck at this level of mediocrity where we won't get a draft pick. We're not going to make noise in the playoffs. So I don't know. We'll see. I think we need to do Steph Curry right and make another run, but we'll see.
I think so too. Can't waste the years he has right now, but it's not looking good.
But and hold on, you're a Warriors fan, but I thought you told me you were also. What's your football team?
I'm a Niners fan, so we are definitely having
what?
As well, yeah.
How is this? How am I up here with Chris? Please tell me you're not a Niners fan because I have 3 Niners fans up here. Really?
Born and raised. Tell him, Chris. Born and raised.
Are you?
Leave the red and gold.
Are you kidding me? All of you are Niners fans?
Eat it, Tone.
Yes.
Eat it. Eat it, Tone. Eat it.
Quest for 6.
The Bears who?
Eat it, Tone.
I don't expect anybody to be a Bears fan, but I just didn't expect to be overrun. Yeah, especially this year when you guys are probably going to the bowl game. Overrun by Niners fans.
Definitely.
All right. So
if we don't make it, it'll be disappointing.
If you don't make it, it's 100%. 100%. My money's on you guys, so you better make it.
My money's on us too. So
really? Like really? Is your money on it?
A little bit of money, yeah.
I think that sounds like a lot of money.
It's enough money where I won't tell my wife if they don't make it. So.
All right, so guys, just hey, if there's something, I'm gonna post the link here to smashupsports.com. Are they able to use? Do you have a promo code? Can they use mine? Is there how can people try it?
Yeah, they can use your promo codes. Fluent, you want to put that up? I think your go-ahead fee is Fluent. So the way it works again, completely free to play. We don't take a credit card. We don't take anything, but most people get 3 lineups. He said 3 lineups a week. But because you're watching the show, because you're a friend of Fluent, use his promo code Fluent, you get 4 lineups. You can get a little bit of a leg up on everybody else. A little more chance to win. And there's cash, there's prizes every week. So you've got a chance to win. There's also groups. You can join Fluent's group and even compete against them yourself.
Good luck. You're going to lose to me. Don't even bring that. That's a loss.
I'll add this. So you guys have all probably played a little daily DFS fantasy sports. It's like that on steroids. I mean, you guys saw some of the cards that were being shown. It just unlocks a ton of scoring. So if you guys are getting kind of like bored of the daily game or even the season long, this game just adds an extra added element of gameplay. You can add a bunch of cards that just really unlock a bunch of scoring. So it's like a bunch of offense has just been added to the game. So it really makes things interesting and cool. We really think it's going to be immersive. It's going to add a lot of just excitement to a game that hasn't really changed in like 20 years, to be honest, if not longer.
Yeah.
So we really love if everyone would check it out because we think it's going to be super fun. And we've got a ton of stuff on the roadmap that's going to be coming out just going forward. So we're trying to add more features and unlock different cards and things like that every week. So check it out. It's totally free, like Chris said. And see if you can beat me and Chris. I mean, in our own tournament, Chris is not allowed to win. I'm not really allowed to win. But I think Chris got the top score. I got the fourth highest score out of like 450 different entries. So we'd love to see if you guys can stack up to the competition.
So Tone is more of the fantasy, not just fantasy football.
I'm trying to get you in.
He's the fantasy sports guy. I'm not familiar with fantasy sports at all. So, like you just mentioned, I'm checking out. I'm checking out the features in it. And if I want to, I don't know, let's say I want to bet $100 and I want to bet that Brock Purdy is going to throw for 3 touchdowns and I want to put Brock Purdy on my fantasy team this week. How does that work exactly? Is it just that simple? Because I don't know much about fantasy.
Well, you don't have to bet any money right now. All you have to do is go and make your team pick Brock Purdy.
Just put Brock Purdy on my crew, and that's it.
It's like a card. You could buy a card like Cannon Arm that gives him 1.5 times the yards. See, I remember. So he gets bonus yards because you got this like boost card. I'm going to show you after the show. You and I'm going to give you a tutorial.
Little rundown.
Yeah, so I'm going to leave the smashupsports.com. Use promo code Fluent. Chris Min, guys, because you're 49ers fans, I'm kicking you out. Thank you so much for joining.
We'll have you back for the Super Bowl show.
Yeah.
We'll have you guys back for the Super Bowl show.
You guys can all have
don't worry.
Watch you guys crying as they do.
It's bad enough he brought you over here unannounced. We had nothing to eat, and now he's throwing you out. So you know what? When you come back up there, we'll have some food for you. We'll have you guys set up for the bowl game. How about that?
For the record, you can ask Mrs. Fluent this. Our friends will come over to my house, and I'll say, "Hey, it's that time," and just throw them out.
You gotta go home, but you gotta get the heck out of here.
Your family, yeah. This
stay here. Stay here. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely,
guys. Absolutely.
Bye, guys. Nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
I love the game, by the way. Guys, I got to tell you, I'm not kidding when I say this. I was like, "What is this? Like, what is this game?" I'm being dead serious. I'll pull it up right now. I'll show you PC Gridiron, our fantasy league, that I'm the number 1 seed, the highest scoring seed. Like everything you can imagine is me. And here it is. Where is it? Oh, you might have to zoom in. I might have to zoom in on me. There you go. You can see the number 1 seed. There's 12-2.
Stroking Mike Ditka. That's the name.
Oh my God.
Mike Ditka.
Oh boy.
And so I was looking for something that's like, to challenge me a little bit as the the season was winding down. I took some, I'm not on the panel, taking some time. I'm like, I need something. And like, these guys were like, oh, this is so fun. I'm like, nah, I don't know. And then I went and played it. I'm like, yeah. Cause my son, if you go, he has about 1 million of these little Pokemon cards. And I'm like, what is it? And he's trying to tell me about Squirtle and Charizard and Jigglypuff. And and I'm like, oh, so this is, and I showed it to him and he's like, yeah, Dad, that's cool. I'm like, all right, I'm going to learn that.
Yeah, I was a big Pokemon Go player back in the day. I used to go tackle gyms, and that is probably the nerdiest thing I've ever done. But that was a phase for me.
Is that the extent of H? Is that the shit? Is that the extent of H, Boogie? Okay.
There's a lot of things, but that's one of the ones most people don't know about me. Is
Pokemon Go the one that you walked around with your phone and like?
Yeah.
Does
Fluent Junior love? Did he play?
Did you play Pokemon Go?
I did.
Might be a little bit past it or before.
Yeah, the old version. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, this dude is more and more. Every day I see him, I'm like, that's Tone right there.
Yeah.
Every day I see that dude, I'm like, that's Tone. That's Tone at 8 years old. That's Tone at 10 years. Every day I see this dude, I'm like, give me a break, yo.
Have I seen you since he did that? He recreated the Wade Kobe play.
Nope. Mm-mm.
You haven't seen that?
I seen it though.
Yeah,
I saw it.
We haven't seen him since though.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we saw you. Saw
Man.
you.
He loved when he did that. I was like, I didn't even see it at first, and then I was watching the tape back, and my assistant coach is like, "Hey, did you notice what your kid did?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "He got the pass, he tipped it, and then did that airplane thing," and I'm like, "Get out of here!" So I posted it. It got like 100,000 people loved it. A lot of views.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fire.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Proud
Well,
of that kid.
That was good. Definitely go check out Smashup Sports, you guys. It looks like a really fun kind of duo of two things. So glad we could have those guys on. But moving into a little bit of basketball, Jay, I kind of wanted to ask you this first because I
forgot all about the Lakers. See, exactly what I want. Moving on.
We'll come back to it. Don't you worry. But I've been kind of listening to the panel this week, and I keep hearing obviously Ticket's stance on Ja Morant, and he's like Skip Bayless stuck in his bias, so it is what it is. But tonight the Pacers and the Grizzlies are playing. It's Ja's second game back. Obviously, Ja had 34 points against the Pelicans and that insane game winner. So I want to get your take, Jay, on kind of Ja Morant. Reiterate your thoughts there for Fluent and Chill, and then also, what's the ceiling for the Grizzlies? And does this game, while so many people are comparing Tyrese Halliburton and saying, "Oh, he surpassed Ja," when in reality Ja's just been out of the picture, but he's still here, So what's that matchup going to look like tonight as well?
Well, let's start with how he, in the words of Jay-Z, reintroduced himself. How about that? So a lot of us, including myself, I'm definitely guilty of this. Kind of forgot about Ja.
Yeah.
Kind of forgot about who Ja was, what Ja was doing before he, if for lack of a better term, was a goofy. Let's call it what it is. Ja was goofy, and he had to sit down for a while because of his goofy behavior. Absolutely, but in the process of that, we saw other guys emerge: Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, Jamal Murray. We saw other guys emerge, and we kind of forgot about who Ja was. And a couple of nights ago, Ja just reintroduced himself. Now, remember, Ja wasn't on the schneid because he ended up tearing up his knee or he had a foot injury or something like that. No, he was just out of the lineup. He still was working out with the team. He still was practicing with the team. So he still was in great shape. He still kept himself in great shape. Now, it's very difficult to simulate game speed in practice. It's very difficult to do that because no matter how fast we go, no matter how hard we go, like when those lights come on and you hear the crowd and all of that good stuff, it's not the same thing as that. But Ja basically got himself right back into it. Now, I hear a lot of people talking about, Ja went 0 for 5 on a long ball. Well, Ja wasn't really a long ball shooter in the first place. So anything you get from him on the long ball line, you'll take it. 100% you'll take it. But he still looked super duper athletic. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a Herb Jones stan. Herb could not keep him in front of him for no matter what. Here's the problem, though, H. The problem that we're having with this unit, even though they're going to get Marcus Smart back, they're in a hole. They're in a pretty deep hole. And I'm not sure if Ja is enough, bringing back Marcus Smart is enough to dig them out of that hole. If you look at the standings, I believe from 7 to 10, if you look at the standings, I think it's Phoenix, the Lakers, Houston. I think there's somebody else that I'm missing. And they're ahead of Memphis is third from last. So they got a lot of ground to make up. Now, they're missing scoring. You bring back Ja, because I think Memphis is at the bottom of the league in scoring. You bring back Ja, and you add that back to the lineup. That's going to be a big deal, 100%. Problem is that our dirty work guys, my best rebounders, still not here in Steven Adams. Brandon Clark, one of my better dirty work guys in the rotation, he's gone.
When is he coming back this season?
Well, the word is that they might get him back after the All-Star break. They might get him back after the All-Star break. I don't know how effective he's going to be. I'm not even sure if he's even running. But with that being said, so you lose Steven Adams, You lose Brandon Clark and your best perimeter defender in Dylan Brooks. Gone. So now we have a lot of ground to make up in the Western Conference. Now, the Western Conference, for all intents and purposes, is it great this year? It is great. Is it what it was in 2014, where you got to win 50 games in order to get into the playoffs? No, that's not the case. But it still is pretty damn competitive. Still is pretty damn competitive. Now, as for tonight, luckily for Memphis, them being one of the worst scoring teams in the game, they're going up against the worst defensive team in the game. So they should make that up, right? They should make that up, and they should be able to score points because we're one of the worst offensive teams, but we have our best offensive weapon back. Y'all still one of the worst, if not the worst, defensive team in the game. So that's not going to stop us, right? So I think this matchup between him and Halliburton is going to be another example of I'm back. So get used to seeing me. I'm back.
Yeah.
I don't think that hole is insurmountable.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you why. With Ja in this lineup, is this a team that can go on a stretch 9-1, 8-2? And the answer is yes. And in the win column, I get it. They're all going to play some games. They're all going to win some more. But in the win column, they're 10 games puts them. I get it. It's 10 games. It's a lot of games. But that OKC only has 17 wins.
Mm-hmm.
So if they go on one of these 8-2 stretches, right, and everybody's going to have to play again. I'm extrapolating it. Just imagine 10 games in a couple of sessions. 8-2. They're right back in the midst of this pack, right? You're gonna listen for all of you Rocket fans. They're exceeding expectations, I believe. The Pelicans, we're going to talk about them in a minute. I think that's a team that is, has an opportunity to not run away with things. So if you are in the win column, if you are only 10 games back of second this early in the season, and to Jay's point, it's not like he was hurt. He jumps right back in at full strength because he was not coming off an injury.
Yeah.
So hopefully he was keeping himself in as much of game shape as possible. It looks like he did based on one game against the Pelicans. So let's not go crazy. But they're not out of it. The worry for me is he's missed some games. He plays with this reckless abandonment. And in previous years, the thing we said about Memphis was, man, when Ja's not there, they still win.
Yes,
and they
do.
win at a high clip. And I gave a lot of that credit. Remember, I said Tyus Jones, he keeps them relaxed, cool. Dylan Brooks, say what you want to say about him. He was their best perimeter defender, right? They had a team that was able to do that. This team showed us in the first 25 games, they cannot.
Yeah.
They cannot without Steven Adams, without Marcus Smart, like I said, without Ja. So he's going to have to play a lot of these games. But to think it's insane for them to go 8-2, 7-3 over the next 2 weeks.
Right.
Now they're right back. Now we're gonna be saying, wow, what a jump. And I don't want people to say go crazy because it's not that big of a jump because they're not that far. If we were talking about coming back at the All-Star break and you're 20 games back, okay. They're done.
That might be a bit much. But if you look at their schedule,
I was just gonna say that, Jay. Like their upcoming schedule, it's tough.
Everybody's
if
schedule
you
is
look at
tough.
well, you also have teams. I don't know about everybody's schedule is tough at the same time, though, Tone. I mean, Philly, they had a little bit of cushion playing Washington twice and playing Detroit, stuff like that. So I think that's a little bit different.
I meant in the West. The West is playing the West.
Right.
But they have the Nuggets, they have the Suns, they have the Kings, they have the Lakers, they have the Mavericks, they have the Clippers, they have the Knicks, and they have the Dubs and the Timberwolves and the Bulls, Raptors, and the Heat. Like those are
there's a couple of wins thrown in.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like their schedule, I would say is actually extremely tough.
If they're gonna do this, they're gonna have to beat some good teams. But okay, pick one of those teams as well. Pick the Braves. Pick the Queens. Right. Pick the
Bulls,
the Mavericks. Look at their schedules. Are they not playing all those same teams?
They are playing all those same teams.
So they might cancel each other out, right? And if they go 500 and they can go, like I said, 7-3, yes, they have to beat good teams. If they can do it, they're right back in the mix. Hey, if they can't do it and they lose, then they're out, of course.
But here's the difference with that, though, Tone. So when we're rolling, I don't know, we won 8 of our last 10. We won 9 of our last 11, something like that. When we rolling, we also need some help too, Tone. We can't just be rolling and everybody else is rolling too. We
No,
need Houston
they need
to go
those
to
guys
pieces.
each other. Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
We need Houston to go to pieces. We need
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Lakers. We
Yeah.
need Phoenix to falter. We need these teams to do that in order for us to at least get back in this. Now, is it realistic to think that the Lakers can give them some help? Well, the way it's been going, I mean, I
They're
think
already giving them help.
that's what I'm talking about. The way it's been going, I don't like what I'm seeing from the Lakers right now. I mean, they could very well lose tonight. That'll be 4 of their last 5. We see Phoenix has essentially been a dumpster fire. If the season ended today, they're barely a play-in team. They get the last play-in spot. That's who Phoenix is. I know that's ridiculous,
My best
right?
take
So
Have they played together?
I think one game.
No, one game. Yeah,
One game.
and Beal
I
got
think
injured
one
in that game, didn't
Yes.
he? With
If
his
I,
ankle.
if I told you at the beginning of the season, 25-ish games in, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard would have played every game, and Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker would have only played one game together, would you have ever believed me?
Tone,
Not-
you
no.
couldn't have told me that. Nuh-uh. Even if you said, not even every game, Tone, if you said they're going to play more games than KD, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. If you just said they were going to play more, I'm like, no, you're not. No, they are not. Absolutely
That's
not.
insane to me.
No,
That's
they're
insane.
not. So for Memphis, in addition to them getting back on the schneid, right? In addition to them getting back in the win column and getting some momentum, because if you look at their schedule, H just ran it off. It's pretty stacked considering, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty stacked considering, and they do need some help from these other teams. They need the Lakers. They need Houston. They need Phoenix. They need some of these teams to go to pieces. They need New Orleans to drop 7 of their last 9. They need the Lakers to drop 8 of their next 10. They need that in order for them to get back in the race. And I'll tell you what, Tone, if that happens, if you got the Memphis Grizzlies with the Lakers and Phoenix and these teams, if you got them going to pieces and Ja gets this team, considering everything that they've had and all the mishaps that they've had, if Ja gets this team in, if he gets them in at least a play-in, he would get consideration for league MVP if he played more than 65 games.
No, they'll never give it to him. But yes, I understand. Yes,
right.
But hey, they don't have to do it in a 10-game stretch. They can do it, right? They only have to get in a little bit at a time, 10 games at a time. Now they're going to tell you one game at a time, but they've got 55-ish games.
Right.
All they got to do is win 1 or 2 more games out of every 10 than 1 or 2 of those teams. And they're right there. That's all I'm saying. Like, you look up and down the thing, and with the exception of the Braves, who are playing out of their minds, winning nine in a row, you've got Minnesota lost 1, OKC and Denver 1-2, Sacramento, Dallas lost 1, lost 2, New Orleans lost 1, Lakers lost 3, Houston's lost 3, Phoenix has lost 1. They've all lost a couple of games here for the most part. So they're helping them. They're doing their job. If you're rooting for the Grizzlies to get back into this, so there's a chance. There's a chance.
Is it realistic, Tone? Where, because what I can't do, and the reason why I'm asking you this is because I feel like 10 games is asking a lot.
No,
but if we went 1-3, then lost 1, 1-4, then lost 1, 1-2, then lost 1.
That's all you got to do.
If we're doing it like that, is it realistic to think that we could get back in it? If we're doing it like that,
100%.
Here's the problem with that. H just ran off their schedule, Tone, and with H running off their schedule, and I'm looking at what they got going on. I mean, they got a 4-game road trip coming up with Atlanta, New Orleans, Denver, and the Clippers. They can't come back from that 4-game road trip 0-4.
No, they got to be at minimum 2-2.
And I think if they were getting integrated back to a team, if he was being integrated back into a team with Dylan Brooks and Clark and Bane and the Tyus Jones, all the guys that were there prior, I'd say, hell yeah, they have a chance. But with this new team, who Marcus Smart hasn't even played a ton of games, Desmond Bane is incredible, and he did a great job. And like you said, Jay, what did you say? They're the lowest.
They got the worst offense in the league.
Worst offense in the league. Like, Ja doesn't make up for the rest of that offense. It might change the system up and make things flow better, and I can see that. I just wouldn't put money on.
Listen, if they had that team, they wouldn't have been in this mess. Like, I don't know if you guys realize, on the road they're doing fine. They're 6-8. Their issue is they're 1-11 at home.
Garbage, Tone. Trash.
At home.
Garbage.
Like, go play somewhere else. Like,
terrible.
How are you 1-11?
Can't protect your own floor.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Six of your 7 wins, you won them on the road. So garbage. I again, Tony, I'm looking at this Memphis team, and I feel like the hill that they got to climb with Ja. I think he's going to make up some. I think they could make up some ground, but I just feel like the rest of these teams in the Western Conference. I think you're asking a lot when you're talking about these teams going to pieces, because I feel like teams like the Lakers, I feel like teams like Phoenix, they're going to get it together.
Yeah, you didn't ask me if I think they'll do it. You said, how can they do it?
Right.
Those two different questions.
Right. I just feel like these teams that are ahead of them. Houston is a bit of a question. But with Houston being a bit of a question, I dig what Ime is doing with this crew. Right? They have one of the better defenses in the league. Jabari Smith has gotten so much better. I'm a big fan of Jabari Smith. He's gotten so much better. Fred VanVleet, for all intents and purposes, he hasn't shot the basketball great. No, he has not, right? He has not shot the basketball great. But with that being said, they still are overachieving, right? They still are overachieving from where they were last year. I mean, they're in the play-in tournament, but they still better than what they were. They were at the bottom of the Western Conference last year. So if there's one team that maybe we can target, it would be Houston, but I can't really see them going to pieces the way Ime Udoka has that team functioning. I just don't.
Yeah. I think I could hear you on Houston for sure. I don't think either are going to go too far, but I think that I'd put more money on them.
You believe in Houston?
No, but I believe in them more than the Grizzlies trying to claw their way back.
That's
where I'm at.
That's how little I believe in both. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm not going to lie. I am glad to see Ja back. He's electric. He's so much fun to watch. And if he can do that and get them into the play-in, I mean, that just adds to
but
his
do you
career.
think he can? Because he's walking off the court saying, keep receipts.
I'm just like, bro, he needs to like humble himself. That's what I don't like. Like his confidence is what makes him him. So I hear it, but like, dude, did you learn nothing? Like we're almost like how many weeks until like he's back and on a suspension? Like, I don't want to think that way, but I just saying like
listen, he'll be in therapy. Him and Draymond can share a therapist.
Yeah. Okay, Double P, I will admit I jumped the gun and I was wrong. Buffalo will make the playoffs and win the division. I think the AFC North finishes above 500 as well. Thoughts?
Just like that. Going with the Bills. So the Bills, if the Bills make it to the Super Bowl, it might be another 46-10 game like the last time they
Sorry.
It was actually 49 when they played against the Cowboys.
Was it 49-10?
Yeah, I think it was 49 if I'm not mistaken. So yeah,
that's
absolutely. All I know is that my 49ers, in addition to being the best team in the NFC, in addition to being the best team in the NFC East, in 2 weeks, the Commanders got to come out.
AFC East.
In addition to being the best team in the NFC West, the Commanders have to come out to the Bay Area, and after we beat them, we'll also be the best team in the NFC East too. So I'm gonna put that out there about my 49ers. With that being said, so,
you have a lot to feel good about this year.
I do. I do.
When everyone is healthy, I can't see anyone beating them. When everyone is healthy, they look that good. It's going to be health. Only thing that could beat them is injuries.
I just have a difficult time. Definitely the corners, because
Ward has been good actually.
Ward has been good. Ward has been good against DK Metcalf. That's who he's good against.
And the Eagles, he was good.
Hold on. And Sebastian, I'm not going to tell them the Cowboys are going to upset them because you told me yourself you have the 49ers beating the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game. You picked the Niners too. Come on, man. You just made the list.
At least he's honest.
They made the list.
Okay, another one from Double P. Chill, I was wrong and you were right. Who is more of the attention seeker and can't keep their name out of the media? Aaron Rodgers or LeBron James?
I am on record, and I've said this in the past, and I still am on it. LeBron James is an attention whore. Let's be honest. Yes, he is. 100. He always is. He is looking for the camera, and I got no problem with that. I wish I could say I did, but I don't. You know, there's certain guys that's like, they don't want. No, James has no. James is looking for the camera. 100% he is. Yes.
Did I hear a story? Did I hear this correctly? that Aaron Rodgers wants to be or is on now the Jets' active roster, and they had to cut their fullback?
I don't know if that's
What?
true. He said.
Let me look.
Can
He
you-
said.
Fake news.
He said. If they had an opportunity to make the playoffs, it'd be a no-brainer for him to come back.
Sure.
But the fact that they're not in contention, it just doesn't make any sense.
And
He's right.
I gotta
Right.
I am right?
Nick Bodden was the man cut. He was chosen from the 53-man list to make
They
way for
cut their
Rodgers.
fullback. They cut their fullback. Now I get it. Only like 5 teams in the NFL even have a fullback. They cut their fullback so that he could be on the active roster for no reason. He's not playing. He's not playing. Like, you want to talk about an attention whore? That's Aaron Rodgers. LeBron James. I don't even blame LeBron James, because at the end of the day, we saw the stats. Remember, we had the VP of stats from ESPN on this show tell us when you put LeBron James in something, it pops. I did a test.
It works.
I did a test. I did the finals records of 3 groups of superstars. I did power forwards. I did Tim Duncan, a couple others I forget. I did centers. I did Wilt, Shaq, Russell, and Kareem. And then I did perimeter players, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, and Steph. Which one do you think got 100,000 views, and which one do you think got 4 million?
Braun.
Definitely James.
What with LeBron got 4 million?
Definitely James.
So it's like,
Because he has bots. They buy bots for him.
He is must-see TV. If
I
we're going to be honest,
careful.
he is must-see TV.
Crazy.
I have to be careful. I have to be careful because I picked on LeBron on Tuesday, and I don't know if you guys watched the final episode of it's Fluent Top Tens. It was the final episode, by the way, in case you didn't know. I'm retiring from Fluent Top Tens from the show. I might still do some top tens on social, but I can't. I can't rush home. I don't make. Look, I'm still I'm still in my work clothes. But for you guys, I'll always be there. But you said, hey, I'll do it from work for you guys. But I was talking about Braun. I was making fun of him, and I think I said we were showing it was the top plays of 2023. And him passing Kareem was number 1, as it should be, right? 38 years, he breaks a record. That is number 1. And I said the right basketball play was actually to throw it into Thomas Bryant, who had his man sealed for a dunk. That would have been who always makes the right basketball plays. Clutch Sports came in and shut me down. They put me in time. 1 whole minute. It froze. It said it broke some YouTube policy, and I was frozen for a minute.
Right, probably.
Gotta be careful. You can't say anything negative about say anything negative about LeBron, or else
That's not negative that the attention just follows him, but it's just reality. All right, last super chat. Ticket, 2 bums and a cutie. Haley, drop these chumps and come hang out with the real man.
He actually
be careful. I got sent a link. The last time he was on a live, he fell asleep and all we heard was him snoring. So I don't know if that's what
think about that for a second. Think about that. This dude is sleeping, right? That's what's going on. This dude's sleeping.
On was this on his channel or
that's him.
Live Ticket?
Yeah, that's him.
Got you in 4K sleeping, bro.
Bum.
That's crazy.
Give me a break, bum.
That's dedication.
Yeah, give me a break, bum.
Kobe.
All right, you guys.
That's suspicious.
So maybe Ticket. Thank you for the super chat, but I'm good where I am. I do want to talk about another topic that might get your blood going, Fluent. But
Oh no.
The Braves, the LA Braves.
Buffalo. They're from Buffalo.
Oh, that's what we call them? Okay. So the Buffalo Braves. They're on a 9-game win streak. And let me tell you, this isn't just because of Kawhi. This isn't just because of Harden. This has been a team effort. They're playing with true team chemistry, and it's disgusting. No, just kidding. It's surprising. It's good to see, I guess, unless your name is Fluent. But how much are you believing in this, or is it just a mirage of something? Because I mean, you can't hate since Russ took the bench. They're being successful in getting wins, Fluent. So what do you have to say about that?
Hey, good for them. We always knew that when he plays, Kawhi Leonard is one of the best players in basketball. Paul George is a top 20 player in basketball. James Harden in the regular season's fantastic. Does the regular season matter?
Yes, it
I
does.
mean, it does.
No, it doesn't. No,
Yes,
it doesn't. Because it doesn't. And I'll tell you why.
You
it
win
doesn't matter.
championships without the regular season, Fluent?
To a
Yeah.
certain extent. Jimmy Butler barely played last year, made it to the finals.
Oh my God.
Right? He didn't take the regular season serious, did he? He was an 8th seed, made it to the finals. And this guy right over here will tell you what's the knock on James Harden. Well, we know who he is in the playoffs when it matters. So I know who he is in the playoffs when it matters. I know that this is great. They're having a run. They might be a top 4 seed. And then what's going to happen? The playoffs will start. They're going to get bounced in the first round, and everyone will say, man, I wonder what happened. They look so good on paper.
Tone, that
Okay.
can't happen. Tone,
That's-
If it happens again, they
all
gotta.
of all the things that can't happen, that can't happen.
What was your major?
History
And what does history do?
repeat itself.
Repeats
It
itself.
repeats itself. Yeah, thank you very much. I rest
Well,
my case.
Well,
Here's the thing that we need to understand. So as of
a
right
hell of a
now-
drug.
Yes, I understand.
as of right now, the Clippers, they right outside the top 5 in defense. Kawhi Leonard is actually playing really good defense. Just him individually. He's playing really good defense, right?
yeah.
I believe over the last 10 games, he's 29, almost 8, and shooting 60%. So he's fantastic doing
Yeah.
that. No question about that. However, here's the problem that I'm having, Tone. Paul George, he already told us that he's not a number 1 on the championship team. Did he not tell us that?
Yeah.
He already told us that. That's
We
number one.
already knew that. He didn't have to tell us.
Well, he confirmed it. Let me rephrase that. He confirmed that. We've seen James Harden when we get later on in the playoffs. We've seen him go to pieces. And now that he's gotten older, and he's actually played with a collection of talent that's this good in the past. And we've seen that. Like we saw him in 2012 in the NBA Finals. And we thought, you know what, H? He's just young. How about this? Give him some time. He'll figure it out. Not realizing that this is really who this guy is.
Yeah.
We really got tricked. This is really him. So we've seen that. Not to mention, we've seen Russell Westbrook as the lead guard take a team to the NBA championship, but we've also seen Russ go to pieces. So this whole thing is contingent on one guy and one guy only, and that's Kawhi Leonard. What has Kawhi Leonard shown us over the last 4 years? Kawhi Leonard has shown us that he will break down. He's shown us that over the last 4 years, he's averaged 47 games. That's what I've gotten at him.
47.
47?
I think 40. It's either 53 or 47 games. One of those two that he's averaged over the last 4 years.
It's not enough.
Over the last 4 years. And with that being said, Tone, we've seen him last year in the playoffs. How it started, he looked fantastic. Only except we are going down the road and the tire blew out. We're done, Tone. There's nothing that we can do. The year before that, we missed the whole season because he tore his knee up. The year before that, in the Western Conference semifinals, he tore his knee up. The year before that, in the bubble, that team went to pieces. So we've seen underperformances and we've seen injuries with this crew, right? We've seen underperformances and injuries with this crew. Am I supposed to, since I've seen Kawhi Leonard over the last 2 months, over the last month, because I've seen Kawhi Leonard look awesome over the last month, I'm just supposed to forget about the last 4 years? Is that just supposed to go away? I don't know that. I don't know that Kawhi Leonard anymore. So that dude doesn't matter. So if something happens, which I really don't want to happen, I actually want to see this team do well. I really do. But if that happens, am I just supposed to forget about what happened 4 years ago? I can't. Tone, I'm out on the Clippers. I was out on the Clippers a year ago. I'm out on the Clippers on December the 21st, 2023. I'm out.
Can you put that last one up? Can you put that last one up real quick? Okay, that's great. That's great. Who's going to make the Kings relevant? We're still waiting. Next.
Anyway.
Speaking of the Kings, it's interesting because apparently the Clippers are now crowned the Kings of California based off their recent stretch. But as a Laker fan, the Clippers.
The Braves are nothing. They're going to Buffalo. If the Braves make not even win, if the Braves make an NBA final, I will jump ship and become a Braves fan. I will call them the Clippers. I will buy a Clippers jersey, James Harden, and I'll wear it every single Thursday night for next season. That's how sure I am that they won't do a damn. I'll get a Clippers tattoo. Well, no, I got a full sleeve. I got to go this side. I'll get a Clippers tattoo right here, right across my arm. That's how sure I am. Those damn Braves ain't doing nothing. And they're not the Kings. The Kings aren't even the Kings of California.
Wait, Fluent, rank the 4 California teams. Rank the 4 California teams
Yeah, 1 Lakers, 2 Lakers, 3 Lakers, 4 Lakers. There's the top 4.
Jay, rank the 4
there you go.
California teams by how you think they'll be at the end of the season. Go.
How they'll be at the end of this season.
Yeah.
Clippers, Lakers, Kings, Warriors.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, I'll go. I'm gonna go Kings, Warriors, Clippers, Lakers. Boom.
When you say at the end of the season, you mean at the regular season? Who's going to have
Regular
the best?
season.
No, just like at postseason. Like
Oh, in
who's
the
gonna have the
postseason.
furthest run throughout the
Oh, I
season?
thought okay. Because if you really want to know, like record wise at the end of the season,
Clippers might be at the
the
top.
Braves will have the
Yeah.
best record. The Kings will
means
have the
nothing.
second best record. The Lakers and then the Warriors. They might actually all even make the play in. But that means nothing. It means nothing to a certain extent. You have to win enough games to make the playoffs. But
Right.
again, we know what they're going to do. They're not come June. They'll be here with us watching the games, and that's no disrespect because we have a friend on the Braves, right? We had his agent here a couple weeks ago, so I want them to do well. I prefer just get a trade, get them traded over to the real team.
I got you, Ox. I don't know. Everybody's delusional. Fluent.
Hmm.
Okay, so I mean, we'll have to see again. Just like we spoke about the in-season tournament, I'm not putting a bunch of stock 20 games into a season, just the same as I'm not putting stock into games 30 or into a team 30 games into the season like the LA Clippers. I don't think there's enough time to we know what happens. Injuries will come. I hope they don't, but
Well, Kawhi's already missing tonight, apparently.
yeah, exactly. And I get it, but exactly. So another headline that came out this morning, I believe, was about Zion Williamson, that his final 3 years of his 5-year contract will not be guaranteed. Basically, he didn't play enough games last season, which we're all well aware of. And to be honest, he hasn't been so great this season either. He is on the court, so that's a plus, but due to him not meeting the weight requirements as well as the games played requirements, he's in some hot water. So Jay, I kind of want you to break it down because I don't think this is coming from the Pelicans in a sense of I think it's almost an insurance policy for them, right? Where it's like you don't hold up your end of the bargain, then you're on the hot seat. You could be waived. But at the other end of it, I think that's the last resort. I think the Pelicans want this thing to work. They still haven't had everybody healthy. And so they're still trying to figure out where do we go from here. But when you have Zion and Brandon Ingram, they're literally so stoned during the in-season tournament. You guys probably saw that clip. I just don't know how seriously they're taking basketball right now as a team, but especially as two of the leaders. And as hilarious as I think that duo is, I love them. They got to take it more seriously, and it's just sad to see Zion not meet a lot of the expectations that we had. But I also still have hope. So Jay, where are you kind of on the Zion situation? Do you still feel like he could reach a ceiling, or would the Pelicans move off of him?
Well, Tone, you know where I'm at. What year are we in with Zion?
Is it 5?
Yep. But not technically, right? Because he hasn't played the whole time.
That's even worse.
Okay.
That's even worse. So what you're seeing from this guy and the fact that New Orleans has put the stipulations in the contract that they put in, this is nothing new. This is nothing new. The Miami Heat, this is the Heat culture, as a matter of fact. Pat Riley actually had that in contracts where there's a certain weight that guys had to play at. Shaq would be one of those guys. Tim Hardaway was one of the it was plenty of those guys that there's a certain weight that you have to play at. And the fact that they had to do that with Zion, I don't think that that's ridiculous. I don't think that it's something that I'm looking at going, you are not doing your job. No, I don't feel like that at all with him, because this guy who 2 years ago he was an all-star, 26 a game. Up until that, since then, he's been injuries and out of shape. They signed him to an extension with the idea that he's going to be their future, only except he hasn't been. He's been out of shape. He's not taking care of his body. And because he's not doing that, New Orleans needed some insurance, which I'm actually happy about. Because if you look at this unit from a talent standpoint, I believe it was just last year before he got hurt, they were at the top of the Western Conference. I believe they were number 2 seed at one point.
Yeah,
But
they were
because he got-
dominating the Suns.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
they were at the top of the Western Conference. I think they were number 2 seed at one point. But the fact that he did not take care of his body, because he didn't take care of his body, he broke down again. That's going to be a problem for this team moving forward. From a talent standpoint, they still deficient in some areas. They still need a lead guard. They need it. I told you guys this over the summer that I was digging a Mike Conley type of point guard for them, somebody that they could have who can get them under control, be the distributor. I didn't think that they needed a scorer at the lead guard. Zion needs to be a better rebounder than what he is.
Yeah, 4
He
rebounds the other night. It was like 13, 5, and 4 rebounds.
100% he needs to be not 100% he needs to be a better rebounder. And the
Yeah.
reason why he's not that is because he's tired. That's why, because he doesn't take care of his body. He's out of gas. So I think that this New Orleans team, I think this is good for them. I think this is really good for them, the way that they stipulated this, because I think even though you shouldn't have to motivate a guy to stay in shape as a professional athlete, I don't think you have to motivate a guy to do that. I think you should already be motivated to do that. But with that being said, I think this is really good for New Orleans. And if they're going to be good, if they're going to be better than what they are, not good, if they're going to be better than what they are, Zion has to play better. And after this season, we got to reevaluate where we are with him. They have to.
All right, let's snap back to reality real quick. So they did this for one reason and one reason only: to trade him. And I'm going to tell you why. Because teams were saying, I'm not taking on Zion Williamson with that contract. He's just as likely to be a superstar as he is to eat himself out of the league. I'm not taking that chance. But you know what else they're saying? It's the Pelicans. If he came here, we'd motivate him. We'd get him in shape. He'd want to play for us. You know, I'm talking about a particular team. He'll want to be here, and we can make him live up to his potential, because I don't think he is a bust, because a bust is a high draft pick that never does anything. Zion came in and played phenomenal. We saw that he could be a beast in this league. Unfortunately, it was for a very short period of time, but we saw it. So what is a team saying? He's got the athleticism, he's got the talent, he's got the skill. The only thing he's lacking, they're not going to say it's his weight. They're going to say it's motivation, because why do you work out, Jay? Who motivates you to work out, Jay?
Me.
That's all he lacks, because if he were to do that, if he were to keep himself in shape, this guy, there's no limits to what he could do. I guarantee you there's a team, a general manager, a training staff going, oh, let me get my hands on him. Let me get my hands on him and let me show you what we can do with him. He's going to be a chiseled Greek god. If you see Giannis, that's what we could do to him. We can just oh, hey, now pause. Just let me get my hands on him and we can do something.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's going to believe that. And it only takes one team.
Right.
Well, now the Pels have said, hey, this contract isn't guaranteed.
Right.
Make us an offer, take a chance. What's the worst thing that can happen? You cut him because it's not guaranteed. Right. He now becomes he's already was a tradable commodity. Now you just have someone who can be like, hey, I'm going to give up look, they're going to ask for a lot. Don't get me wrong, right, based on potential. But now he becomes a super tradable commodity, because although you might be giving up a player and some picks, the risk now of what you're getting back is lower, because it's, hey, I just cut him and all right, I've lost the picks, but now I've got money. You've talked yourself into it. Oh, I can get some free agents. I can do this. I can do that. Now the risk is a lesser of making that move. And again, it's all predicated on, we think we can make him work.
Here's the difference though, Tone, but
I don't think he's on this team come trade deadline.
That's where I was going, Tone. That's exactly where I was going. You being the businessman, Tone, what have you told me more times than not? When you fail fast. Really? Fail fast. So with that being said, I mean, this is year 5 that we're in with Zion. Not only is this year 5, they actually extended him. Now with the contract with stipulations in it, he's still under contract, right? The last 3 years of the deal aren't guaranteed, sure, but he's still under contract. With that being said, we don't see this guy performing. We can wash our hands with him. Now, here's the problem, though, Tone. The problem is that we spent the number 1 overall pick on him. We spent 5 years with this guy. And in those 5 years, what have we gotten? We got 1 All-Star game. We got no All-Pros. We didn't go to the playoffs with him in our lineup, right? With him in our lineup, we didn't get any of that. So because of that, Now management, they got to start looking at them going, okay, guys, what's our next move? And how do I keep my job as the general manager so I don't do that again? Because I'm going to ultimately get fired if I do something like that again. I do understand that Zion was a no-brainer coming out of school. Now I have to do some homework moving forward so I don't make this mistake again, because I could very well lose my job as the general manager. I could very well get fired.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know who the general manager was when Zion was drafted. But I feel like anybody else would have taken Zion. But the conversation now, I actually made a video today, is like people are starting to say, well, now looking back in hindsight, should Ja have gone number one? Like, how would you redraft?
No, there's certain drafts that even when you look back, right, if you know basketball, Zion was going number one.
Like,
it didn't matter,
no matter what. Like,
yeah, it doesn't matter which team had the. It's like even the year. Listen, Jordan was a better player than ended his career better than Olajuwon, but that year doesn't matter the team that had the first pick. They're picking Olajuwon. Like there's that was going to happen. So yeah, you can't look back and say, well, and honestly, would you take Ja over Zion? Like I might not take either one. Look, if I knew how they were going to end up. But yeah,
Ja's been more successful.
Yeah, I think Ja's been more successful, but I still think.
Yeah.
There's everyone's picking Zion first overall that year.
Because no way RJ should have went first.
RJ should have gone first, second round.
Landing spots for Zion. Now that you foresee what might be coming by the trade deadline. Landing spot.
The Knicks are making want to make a splash.
Knicks and Sixers as well, right?
The question is with the Knicks, what are you asking for if you're New Orleans, and what are the Knicks willing to part with?
Well, what did you say? What did you
Randall?
say? Is it Randall? Is it Randall, RJ, and a couple of firsts? Is RJ enough? Is RJ enough?
No,
I don't think. No, RJ is not enough. I tell you what is though. We're going to need some ones, and I don't know if the Knicks have any ones. We're going to need a bunch of ones, and we're going to need for that money to match up too. That's definitely going to have to happen.
Yeah, the money's going to be like, I'm thinking they're the ones that will probably want him. I could see. Listen, I don't know. Does he make sense as the third guy next to Maxey and Embiid, where there's not going to be pressure for him to be the guy? Maybe. Right? Where's another, I think there's a couple of teams that will want to either make a splash or want to say, hey, we have enough assets that, we can drop a couple. Listen, I'm not saying this makes sense, and I don't think this team has the motivation, but if you're a team like, I hate to say it, but if you're a team like Detroit that has like a lot of pieces and a coach that's going to be there long term, they've gave them way too much money, regardless of how bad they are, and they've lost 1 million games in a row. You might be able to make a case that, hey, take these 2-3 young guys and a couple of our picks, which are going to probably look pretty good. And let's see if we can't bring them here. And then that's what we're going to build around, right? Cade, him, whichever big they decide to keep. Like there's some opportunities for, there's teams that have tons of draft picks. There's opportunities there. It's just going to be who wants to take a risk and what is that level of, hey, you probably wanted a great player and 4 picks a year ago. Well, that's come down. How far down has that ask come, and will we come up and meet it? Because we probably want to give you 1 player and 1 first. Right. They're going to want more than that. Where's that middle ground?
That's fair.
Yeah. 100%. Melo, only 4 players led their franchise in points, rebounds, and assists. Braun, KG, Jordan, and Giannis. Giannis just needs steals.
Only 4 players have led their franchise in points, rebounds, and assists. You mean in a season, Melo? Is that what you're saying? Because that is not true, sir. That is not true. Because James actually didn't just lead his team in points, rebounds, assists. He also led his team in blocks and steals. He did that. That happened. Yes, he did.
Irvin made a good point that there's a lot of food in New York. Where's the worst food in the country? Like Utah?
Well,
maybe that's where he needs to go.
I think
Maybe, like,
that
somewhere in the middle.
I think that when you're talking about trading Zion, I think that he needs to be traded somewhere where he has to get himself and he has to get himself correct. See,
So
being in New
Miami.
Orleans, not even let's take Miami off the table for a second, H. Him being in New Orleans with Brandon Ingram, with CJ, with Valanciunas, that team is not bad. That's actually a pretty good team with that team. He ends up in Portland. He ends up in Charlotte, where this team is not very good and it's contingent on you being healthy. He has to get himself together. Otherwise, he's going to be out the league. He has to get himself together. I think that a team like that, I think that could really motivate him, because him staying somewhere like New Orleans, I don't think the motivation is there because that team isn't that bad.
I almost wonder though, Jay, because already it seems as though Zion doesn't have self-discipline. And who knows, maybe he has some genetics that go play into his body. Obviously, he's already like he already has just the most insane body already. But I just wonder if that would be more detrimental, and how much does he really care about the money? Because if he did care, don't you think he would have gotten ahead of this already? I don't think he cares about basketball at the same level as some of the greats, and maybe he can grow into that. But I don't know if like money is that factor that might be like, I want to continue living this lifestyle, or do I live this lifestyle until it runs out and then I'm just Zion again, you know?
But the money question is so funny because everyone cares about the money. Like when I hear people say this, maybe they don't care about the money. No, they care about the money.
Yes,
the problem is they think it's because it's come so easy. Maybe they just think it's going to keep coming, right? There's a reason. Go look this stat up, because it's 72 or 73% of pro athletes are bankrupt 3 years after they retire.
Yeah.
Because they create this like, oh, I'm going to get paid $1 million a week for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Nope, you're not. It's not happening. And you live a lifestyle of whatever it is, $1 million a week, and you spend $1 million a week, and then that last check comes and it's like, oops, I forgot this $100 million mansion, gets $5 million a year in property tax, and there's $2 million a year in utilities, and I've actually done this. I have all the numbers. I need $3 million to pay all the staff who clean it and mow.
You are not cleaning a 6-bedroom, 8-bathroom house. You're not doing that. You're not.
Like, oh, oops. Right. So that's the thing is, I don't think they don't care about the money. I think they just think it's going to keep coming.
No, I think he cares only about the money. I don't think he cares about the game. That's what I'm saying.
So you think he's one of those guys, H? Which, by the way, I want to make sure we clear on this. I hate those guys. I'm not saying that I don't like them. I hate those guys. The guys who I'm actually just good at this. I really don't care about it. I'm just really good at it. I can't stand those guys. They make
and I don't know who I am to say that when he dedicated his entire young life from year 118 to basketball. So I don't think it's that he doesn't love the game. I think maybe he's just fallen out of love with what the game is and more in love with the money.
We know he watches. So Zion, come and tell us. Do you love the game? Come on.
Yeah, obviously we're seeing a lot of like the off-court stuff, which is totally fine, but that has to be in tandem with what you're doing on the court, because eventually money runs out, right? So it's just, but obviously the media is going to always show the negatives. We don't know how he's doing in workouts. We don't get to see that aspect of him. But I hope he can come through, because he's a special player. I hate to see that go to waste,
To be honest with you, H, I'm on record saying it. If he was healthy and he could get himself together, the way we talk about Luka, the way we talk about Giannis, the way we talk about Joker, I think we could talk about him like that. If he could get himself together, I think he could be that good. But he hasn't shown it. He's shown flashes of it, and that's not enough. That's not enough when you're talking about being a great player.
Could he be a modern day Charles Barkley?
Or we have another one
from
Sports PSP.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. And here's why I say that, Tone. Do you remember Charles? Number one, Charles was a glass cleaner.
Yes.
Not only was Charles, and Zion does not rebound at the rate that Charles rebounds.
Why? But why was he a glass cleaner?
Well, he was a glass cleaner because that was part of the game. Charles was a big.
No,
Charles did get himself in better shape. Yes, he did.
That's what I was waiting for. And why did he get in better shape? And why did he get in better shape?
Did get himself in better shape. So
why did he get in better shape?
Well, that because Moses Malone told him to get in better shape because he wasn't playing. He wasn't
Malone
playing.
told him to put that donut down,
Mhm.
and that's what Zion needs. Because I believe if he had someone like that who slaps the pancake out of his hand and he loses the weight, right? Like I think he'll become a better rebounder because he'll be running up and down the floor. Like it'll almost, the ball will almost like just fall into his hands if he were to just, as you like to say, rim run, right? He's going to pick up 2-3 extra rebounds just from that alone. And I think that comes from, and this is, remember, I don't know if you do remember, right? Before he got drafted, I said the only reason he'll ever not achieve what we all expect him to achieve is his weight and his eating habits.
You did say that.
So, and I said to you, and I don't want to be right. Remember, I said, and I don't want to be right.
Correct.
But that's what I think he needs, and that's to your point about him being on that team where those expectations, there isn't that person, right? And that's why Miami would be great because, Udonis Haslem, Pat Riley, there's a culture there. New York might be good because they might just tell him, listen, it's a lot of traffic. You got to run from your condo to practice. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. No taking the cabs.
Then he's going to stop and eat, grab a hot dog on the way, and then it's at a pretzel, and then he's in bigger trouble. But
I just like Jay, you play well, Fluent, you both played. Like, did you have because for me, like I've always, if I notice myself gaining weight or something, like I'm gonna be like, what the heck? Like I have to get off the couch. Like as an NBA player, how do you get to a point where you look like that?
Well, let's not even say like I noticed that I'm gaining weight. As an athlete, I know I shouldn't be eating this. I know that I got to take care of my body.
Like
I know
feel
that.
Guilty after you eat it, and then you continue to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just going to be the next workout is going to feel so much harder because you ate that last night. Like,
I know I should not be eating this. This isn't good for me. I'm an athlete. I play basketball, and this is not going to be good for me if I keep eating like this. So I know that's not me.
I can speak to that better than anyone, because you work out. I didn't work out because I started playing. I was good. I was skinny. I didn't have to do anything. Right? Zion, not to say that he was skinny, but he could run, he could jump, he could dunk, he could do everything. He didn't necessarily maybe need to work out, or maybe he worked out a little, but it never affected him. So if it never affected you, you're like, I'm not going to do it. And if you don't start those good habits and have that motivation to do it, then you just don't. Like, you can't just one day just wake up and say, I'm going to start working out now. Like, people don't do that. They need something that pushes them. Like, I remember my freshman year, right, being in there and the seniors being like, in the weight room, let's go, come on. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm working out, guys. Yeah. Like, I don't want to mess up my shot, right? Like, if it was bad. We didn't know better back then. Some of us thought, if we lifted weights, it would mess up our shot. And so if that's not your lifestyle, I don't think there's anything, like I said, unless something happens or someone is there to push him. Right. Like I remember that story of Kobe in the Olympics, right? Where he was the first one, 6 a.m. They were all coming home from the club, 4 a.m. They're coming home from the club. He's dripping from sweat from his workout. And the next day it was him, Wade, and LeBron. And the next day it was Boozer and Bosch. And the next day, and every day, I don't remember all the names, but every day, and by the end of it, like everybody was like, forget the clubs, forget the bars. We got embarrassed 2 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever. Now they're all in the gym. Some of them, that became habit. Others, right after that was done, just stopped doing it. You know what I mean? So it just has to be, I think, in you, and it just might not be in him, and can't do anything.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, NBA players are like 1%, right? And then there's 1% of that 1% that are actually superstars. And not everyone has that mentality. And I think that's where greatness is, derived. So hopefully
Brandon,
we'll see.
Up already, my man. Listen, just so you know, Brandon, so we're clear. You are a guest here, okay? If you want your own thing, go.
Why are you yelling at my guest?
Because no, he is no. Brandon he's a troll.
I swear, everything is toned.
Hold on, I want everyone to remember this. I want everyone to remember this on December 23rd. I want everyone to remember what I'm about to say. On December 23rd, I want you to remember what I'm about to say. If it wasn't for you all in the chat, we wouldn't even be here. So just remember that. Just remember that when I take on Depp, I don't even know him to say that punk, but that gifted in my battle on the 23rd. Just remember,
Hey,
everything is a
Gifted-
clown take.
Gifted has
That's a
his
bad
head
take.
screwed
Like
on.
this dude, you know more basketball than all of us. So if you know more basketball than all of
No.
us, then why don't you go do your own thing and let us come on to your show and let's hear you? How about that, my man?
Brandon
we do
actually,
that?
the thing about Brandon is he will come up and talk, which is good. But
I
I
don't remember him talk. I
He's
remember him
come up
coming up
on
here to.
our
I remember
show.
him coming. I remember him came up one time and he said that if you are the more talented team and you lose, you choke, which is the goofiest logic that I've ever heard in my whole life.
why
ever.
is it goofy?
Oh, Brandon.
What do you mean? Why is it goofy, Tone? Because you're the most talented and you lose, you choked. So
If you're
we're not taking
the better team, if you're the better team, the favorite, and you lose, yeah, you can make that argument that you choked.
And let me ask you a question, Tone. With that being said, since you brought that up, how do you become the better team, Tone?
How do
By
you
winning.
become the?
Yes.
by
How do you become the better team, Tone?
By winning.
I'm all ears.
By winning.
And how do you win? Don't you create continuity? Don't you create chemistry and all of that sort of stuff?
Yeah, but
and on top of that, the more talented team.
I won 60 games. If I won 60 games,
Yeah.
and I'm playing you in the first round of the playoffs, and you won 40 games,
Yeah.
I'm the better team. If I lose to you, unless there's an injury or something,
Right.
the likelihood is I probably did choke.
If you won 60 games and we won 40 games,
Yeah, and we play in the first round of the playoffs, and the 60 win team loses.
right?
And there's no injuries. They probably did something.
Yeah, how did you get 60 wins, Tone?
You had a good regular season.
Then not only did you have a
When
good
the
regular
games
season,
slowed
the crew that you had,
started missing shots,
you kind of built something with
up
that
a
crew that
little.
you had. I hate that logic because every time that comes up, the idea that just because you got more talent, you are better. I hate that because that's just not true. Better teams have lost and they haven't choked. They just got outplayed. That doesn't mean you choked. Better boxers have gotten dropped. That doesn't mean you choked. You just got outboxed. And
So
that
if,
happens.
if a 40-win team beats a 60-win team, and the 40-win team plays above what they had done all season, you're telling me none of the onus goes onto that 60-win team for not winning?
I'm not saying that none of it. So if that's the case, so did Dallas choke in 2007 when they lost to Golden State?
Say that
Even
again.
though did Dallas choke in 2007 when they lost to Golden State, the 67-win Dallas team? Did they choke in 2007?
I have.
They lost in the first round. So did they choke? I don't think they choked. I think that was a bad matchup, which happens when you got a more talented team. You get a bad matchup, and Golden State beat them a couple of times during the regular season, and they ended up seeing them in the playoffs. That was a terrible matchup for them. Terrible. And it happens. And it happens to some of the better teams. More times than not, the more talented team, the better team wins. More times than not. However,
in a 7-game series, it's significant.
The best team wins. The best team wins. The best team wins. But with that being said, just because you have more talent, that does not guarantee you a win.
No, I never said it guarantees you a win.
That's the problem that I have.
I agree with that part. It doesn't guarantee you a win, but it also doesn't necessarily mean you did not choke.
Right.
Will he be Sean Kemp?
No, because Sean Kemp actually had an 8-year stretch where he was a double-double guy, made the All-Star team a couple times, made the All-Pro team. He was one of the better power forwards in the game. I think.
You don't think Zion will have a good 8-year stretch?
Tone, I would love to see it. You already heard me, Tone. If I could get 5 years, of elite Zion, I'm straight. I don't think 8 years. No, I think that's too much. I don't think physically he's gonna hold up. I don't.
Jay, remember when that guy or was it a girl? Somebody came up to you and asked if you were Sean Kemp in Seattle.
Can you believe that? I'm like, damn.
Everyone, huh?
Did you give her an autograph?
No, I didn't.
No, he had security. We wouldn't let her get near enough to
the
him.
security wouldn't
Yeah,
get.
I was security.
So she wasn't cute.
I don't really remember.
No, then the answer is no.
I just remember people coming up to Jay like
I know Jay would be like, yeah, all right, I'll give you an autograph.
No,
just Sean Kemp.
No, I'm
not. Okay, Melo Williams,
all-time
franchise. No, this is his follow-up. All-time franchise leaders: Bron to Cleveland, Jordan has Chicago, KG has T-Wolves, Giannis has Milwaukee. So this was a follow-up to that first.
Right.
But
so right now you're saying the Bulls' all-time leader in what was it? Points, assists, and rebounds is Jordan. In Cleveland, it's Braun. In Minnesota, it's KG, and Giannis has that in Milwaukee, and he may take over steals as well. Is that what he's saying? And no other player leads their franchise in all three of those categories?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah, I don't think so.
All right, shout out
Giannis is goated. Giannis still has something to prove, though.
What? What is he?
Well, someone showed this clip, right? And they were like, Jordan, LeBron, Steph, AD, Giannis, and I want to say Jokic, those 6 guys. And it said none of them have anything left to prove. And I went, I disagree. I think Jordan, LeBron, and Steph are cool.
Yeah.
But I think Giannis has more to prove. I think he has to prove that one chip wasn't a fluke. I think Jokic has to prove that one chip wasn't a fluke. Yeah. And I think there's the balloons. And I think that KD has to prove that he can win a chip as the leader of the leader.
Agreed.
I don't think he has anything else to prove, to be honest.
I don't. KD. Yeah, KD's the one I'm kind of like, I could, if he retired today, he's still a great, but it would be good for his like reputation.
Great, he jumped on a runaway train and
but then people are going to make more excuses. Think about it. When KD haters are going to be like, oh, it was the Suns. He won with another super team.
He jumped on a runaway train and we're giving him credit for it going fast. No, he was not the bona fide leader of a team that won a chip. That's all I'm saying is he still has something that he can prove, right? You're right. If he retires today, we'll still say he's great. But if he were to be the sole leader, definite 100% best player and leader of a team, I think that would end any discussion about it. Did you see that I could do this too now? Oh, man.
No, it's all when you're not. All right, you guys. I am going to send the link, and we're going to get some all-star conversation going. So we'll have one of you guys or a couple of you guys in, then I'll kick you out. We'll have some more people in. There you go.
Yep.
And we'll go from there. But yeah, we'll just start off with our front courts, back courts.
Snubs? What are we doing?
Start with front courts, back courts, and then on each, because we're doing East and West, right?
Yes, we are doing East and West. And it's not positionless. It's 2 guards, 2 forwards, and a center.
I like that. So that'll be
not
fun.
Positionless.
Yeah, so I'm sending the link now. Ox, if you want to come, I actually heard somebody say that the only person supposedly even in the running right now from Sacramento is Steer. And so if you want to come share your thoughts on that. And then from the East and West, we'll talk about our snubs. So Jay, let's start off with the West. Fluent, you as well. Let's think about who we're taking for our front court coming out of the West. And I'm curious to see what you guys say.
So, in the front court, if you think about what they have this season, right? If you're talking about this season with the front court guys, let's see. That's a good question. The front court with the front court guys, who do we have? Anthony Davis is in the Western Conference in the front court. Joker is starting at the 5 spot. So we can. I think that it's safe to say that Joker is starting at the 5 spot. I think James is starting at the 3. I think. Let's see, Joker, James.
How about 4? Are we taking?
Yeah,
okay. How about I give you some of the names? So we're taking centers out, correct?
Yeah, because AD.
We're taking centers out. Okay, so here's some of your options for forwards in the West. You got Kevin Durant, LeBron James. Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis is going to be a forward, you think, or a center?
Center.
So, okay, so leave him out. Brandon Ingram, Lauri Markkanen, Paul George, Grant, Karl Anthony Towns is a center. Zion, he's a center. Sagun, I always say his name. He's a center. Victor's probably going to be, although they moved him to center, so that might change it up a little bit. So there you go. There's kind of your front runners. You can only pick 2. So
all right, I'm adding Jay up here so he can share some of his thoughts too.
I think that.
What's up, Jay?
How you doing?
Let's see. I'm thinking Joker is starting at the 5.
I think that's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, I think Joker is going to start at the 5. And who are the other forwards, Tone?
Durant, LeBron, Kawhi, Ingram.
There's your 2 forwards right there, James and KD.
You think KD just based off fan votes?
Well, no, KD's averaging 31, 6, and 6.
There's your 2 forwards right there, James and KD.
49%. He's gonna be in. Yeah.
Those are your two forwards, James and KD.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, first of all, shout out to Chilltown, shout out to Fluent, and I've been a huge fan of you guys for a while. I've been watching you guys for like a whole 2 years.
Oh,
Yep.
appreciate
Literally.
Nice.
Thanks, brother.
Chilltown, I love the knowledge that you bring to the old school because that's what my father grew up on. You know,
Aw.
MJ, Hakeem Olajuwon, all of them. Like trust me, he made me a fan by talking about them. My uncle too. By the way, my uncle's a big Charles Barkley fan, so there's some love for Charles. When it came to, I actually wanted to come up to talk about the whole Zion thing, and I remember hearing about him when I was in college about like how he came in. You know, he was kind of like hyped up to like be this really big guy, this defensive monster, like a guy that could be a beast in the post. And if you got him on a good crew, as Chilltown would say, the man be dominant.
Mm-hmm.
But after he came in, it was like I think like 2 years. I mean, he showed us, like you said, he showed us flashes.
Mm-hmm.
Just been injury after. It's either been injury after injury, or the man has a food fetish to not want to get better, and really irks me because it's like we all bought into the Zion hype for a little bit, and I'm like, and then it just kind of went away. And I'm like Zion, I don't think the man wants to play, honestly. And if he did, he would get himself in, I think, perfect shape. And like as Fluent would say, maybe the motivation's not there. And I'm thinking, even if he had a disorder, that's something that he would like and literally tell the DMs and things like that, like his nutritionist, like, yo, can you change up my diet? Can you can you do something so that I am efficient? Because even Jimmy Butler has like his own personal chef, and the man actually eats healthy. He eats very healthy, and the man's not even that big or stat, but he follows, like you said, with the Heat, he follows an actual weight
regimen.
There's a weight requirement regimen that we have to follow.
Can I pause you there? Because I think that's actually super, super important that we didn't touch on. Like we were talking about working out and exercising, but we all know 80% of it is the diet.
Yeah.
If he were to have a personal chef, a dietitian, or whatever, a lot of that stuff is look, it's important. Look, don't get me wrong, still work out. But if he ate right, if he ate proper, a lot of that stuff wouldn't even be in. Like, I don't think we're having this conversation. I don't think we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Because he looks, you can see him.
Because
But
he's
playing
naturally
82
cut,
games anyway. Like that alone is there. You go, some exercise. So yeah.
Right. And I'll be honest, you think the practices would even help with that too, not just him in his like when he works out with the team. I'm assuming that's another form of exercise he's getting in, not just like his own personal regimen he does every day. Like
that's just part of the job. That's part of the job, right? That's not extra. Right. That's just part of the job.
Oh, not extra. I'm sorry, not extra, but it is a part of your job that you have to do.
Right.
And I actually don't know how much he weighs now. Like it to me, it fluctuates. It's like it could be.
He looks like he's easily 280. I was thinking 280 at minimum.
He's over 295. I'm pretty sure his clause is 295, and they said he's over that. So
he almost 300.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what tall he is.
What are we doing? Like, what's happening right now?
Like 3.
Like, what's real?
I don't know.
I don't know. To do almost 300 pounds. What are we doing, Age? Like the fact that we have to even have this in your contract. Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen guys eat themselves out of the league. Oliver Miller couldn't take care of his body, and he did the same thing.
Yeah, but Oliver still played a lot of years.
He did. Which is ironic too, because he actually avoided a lot of injuries. He did play a lot of years. Sean Kemp, Popeye Jones. These guys were not statues when you're talking about in terms of being physically fit. But a guy like Zion, we've seen the injuries mount. And because the injuries are mounting, him now, as the years go on, especially when you are that heavy, if you're that bottom heavy and that's on your limbs, it's even worse. 295 H, he can't maintain that. What's happening right now, H? What are we doing?
I mean, again, like I said, it could be some part genetic, but it could be just lack of self-discipline.
It's crazy, unbelievable.
I'm gonna say this, and even I work out. I work out too.
Yeah.
What a habit of mine that I like to do honestly, if I like what you said if you feel like you like have gained some weight or something like that, or you're a bit more what you were, you immediately start working out. I have a 30 and a 40-pound kettlebell in my freaking room right here.
Yeah.
And I work the living hell out of that thing.
Yeah.
And it's baffling to me, someone like Zion, and Showtime's reaction is actually my reaction right now. I'm like, you're telling me, because I was 260, you said 290. And so,
I mean,
and
I
I
could
was
be
like,
wrong,
what?
but yeah.
Even if you said
I've
75
never
or
seen anybody
280.
with pounds. That's crazy.
That's not unbelievable. So unbelievable.
Oh my god. I don't know. I'm thinking.
Appreciate
it.
Yeah, no, appreciate you coming on, Jay. And we'll keep an eye. We all want the best for Zion. So
yes, we do.
Yeah, great points though. Thanks for coming
up. Talk to you, brother. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, man. You guys take care.
All right,
so apparently he likes you talking about those 80s and 90s guys. Apparently he doesn't like me teaching him about Mikan and Kuzi and Pistol Pete. He does.
Remember who we deal with, Tone. Remember who we deal with. We deal with people who think that basketball started in 2000. Like there was no league before 1995.
I know I've been promising this for a year, but I do have something of a bit of a good news about that. Remember, I was going to start that 1946 and do like a year in review for every year.
Yes.
Now that I'm not doing top 10s, I have the time to do it. That's where I'm going to put my time. Okay, so I put this list together quickly while our friend Jay was talking. So of these players, only 5 or 6 of them can get in. Okay? So here's the front court of the West. No particular order. Jokic, KD, LeBron, Kawhi, Ingram, Zion, Markkanen, Paul George, Cat, Gobert, Triple J, Sengun, Victor Wembanyama, Sabonis, Chet. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 players. You can only have 5. So, or maybe 6. So there's going to be, so if we agree, let me just circle. Jokic is in. KD, LeBron is in.
I'm adding another quick guest.
Okay.
I don't. Hold on, Tone. I'm not sure. I want to rewind, Tone, because I said both KD and James. The way Leonard is playing, he may be starting in the All-Star game, Tone.
Okay, so I'm going to give you Leonard.
I had to.
Who else do you think are for sure in?
Sabonis.
Sabonis for sure.
I think Sabonis is an All-Star. 100%. I do.
Okay. So that's 5.
I don't know. No, I'm not. Okay.
So that's 5. Let's just give it to him for now. That's 5. So now you only have one more. So BI, Zion, Markkanen, George, Cat, Gobert, Triple J, Sengun, Victor, and Chet. Pick one.
It's gonna be Wemby. Like whether it should be or shouldn't be, it will.
You think the fans vote him? Because the fans vote him in.
Yeah.
So
over Joker.
I didn't hear you say Joker. I think it will.
I don't know if they vote him in over Joker. Yeah.
So he's probably not making it. Let's be honest.
Who?
Wemby.
Oh yeah. I don't think he should. I'm just concerned he might.
The only way Wemby is getting on the roster if he gets voted on.
If you had to pick, who are you picking?
Absolutely Jokic.
No. Jokic wasn't in the list.
Right. We're just talking. Joker's already off the board. He's starting.
Okay, let me rephrase.
So the other people that you got left on is
so Jokic. Hold on. So Jokic is in. KD is in. LeBron is in. Kawhi is in. Sabonis is in. Those are your 5. You got one more, so you can only pick one of these. BI, Zion, Markkanen, Paul George, Cat, Gobert, Triple J, Sengun, Victor, or Chet.
It's got to be Cat, right?
It's BI or Cat, yeah.
Okay,
does it have to be Cat?
I would assume so. I mean, they're number 1 in the West.
Right, they are
the number 1 team.
Good point.
Now, don't forget. Don't forget.
Do you think Cat gets in over Gobert?
I don't know. It's got to be one of them.
Rudy.
And even if that's true, Big Ox, think about like we've seen teams. DeJounte Murray made the All-Star team when he was in San Antonio, and they was at the bottom of the West. So the fact that you win in, I mean, I don't think that matters that much. It matters. Don't get me wrong. It absolutely matters. But I'm having a difficult time with
Haley,
the Western Conference.
Haley, I'm going to let you pick. Which one? You have to pick one.
I'm biased.
Okay. BI, right?
And Ingram, yeah.
Okay, I know you
but
like
I don't. No, I think I I do, but
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So now you pick Bi. So now between Zion, Markkanen, Paul George, Cat, Gobert, Triple J, Sangoon, Vic, and Chet, who's the biggest snub?
Cat or Gobert.
All right. So that was, if you can believe it, that was easy. Here's where it gets hard.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a list of guards.
Yeah.
Oh, oops. I forgot Anthony Davis, by the way.
I was wondering, like, okay, so it's going to be AD. It's got to be AD.
AD does not
AD
get
and
snubbed
Jokic.
2 years in a row. He does not get snubbed 2 years
No,
in
it's
a row.
AD, Jokic, and the others.
Okay, so then I guess BI is the biggest snub for you.
AD does not
No,
get
it's
snubbed
probably
2 years
Cat.
in a row. I don't see it.
So,
wait, really quick. Ox, do you think Sabonis should be a starting forward? Honestly.
No, he's definitely should be in the All-Star game, but not starting.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Sabonis should be there. He hasn't
Yeah,
been
you're
on
right.
the
Sabonis
team.
shouldn't be there. He should be watching at home. Okay. So you got Luka, you got SGA, you got Fox, you got Steph, you got Ja, you got Booker, Ant, and Jamal Murray.
Right away, Ja's not even in the conversation.
Ja's out of the conversation.
He's
Okay.
not. No.
Ja's out.
So we're taking
Murray
Luka?
out. Murray out too. Murray's out too.
Murray's out.
Yeah,
Murray's out too.
Yeah,
Murray's
he's
out. He missed a
two
month,
games.
Tom.
Yeah.
He missed a month.
So
Okay.
Luka's a for sure.
So then are all the other 6 in? Because there's only 6 more.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what you're telling me is, let me just look. So Ja's out, Steph's out, Anthony Simons.
not out.
So then who's the biggest snub then? Is it Simons, Desmond
out too.
Bain, Kyrie Irving, CJ McCollum?
Out.
Maybe it's not that. Maybe it's not that. James Harden?
Out. We're just kidding.
Jimmy Harden? How about if I call him Jimmy?
Well, he sat out the first half of the season too, right? Because he was on the
What
trade.
about Bradley Beal? Austin Reeves?
out.
All out? I guess that was easier than I thought.
I don't know, Fluent. I had some people telling me Austin Reeves might be a starter this year.
Out.
And
Get him out of here.
now, wait a minute.
He might.
Just so you know, H, my man over here. Okay, he's leaving out a real important part of the story.
Okay.
He ain't just saying that. He leaving out an important part of the story. Big Ox, tell the rest of the story now. I said that Austin Reeves could be a starter if he was averaging 17 a game on the Lakers. And where were they in the Western Conference, Big Ox?
At the top.
They was in first place. The Lakers are they in
solid role players.
Are the Lakers in first place?
No.
Are they close to first place?
No.
Not close.
Is Austin Reeves close to averaging 17 a game?
I don't know what he's averaging.
What is he averaging?
I don't think it's close to 17 a game.
I believe it's going to be D'Lo, Reeves, LeBron, AD, and Jokic as your starting All-Star team.
He's averaging 16, 5, and 5. So
honestly, Austin Reeves is averaging 16 a game.
Yeah, 15.6. Yeah.
So he's averaging 15.
He needs one more. He needs one more.
15 and a half. Yeah.
So
this is my thing. I wanted to pull up real quick to talk to you guys about something. I am at the gym. I'm getting it in. I'm not trying to go out like Zion.
Obviously,
Proud of you.
Not trying to go out like Zion.
There you go.
But I wanted to come and talk to you. And I know Fluent. I know you're going to give a lot of pushback on this. De'Aaron Fox should be starting in the All-Star game. It should be De'Aaron and Shea.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I don't really have an issue.
Only because you said Shea. I'm going to say yes. Those two, I agree.
Right. De'Aaron and Shea should be starting. I mean, can't you start Luka at the small forward or something? Or
You can't.
He's listed as a guard.
I will say this. I believe the game would be more entertaining with those two guys starting the game.
Oh yeah, 36 and 4. Yeah, he should be starting. But can I ask a follow-up question? Does that mean Steph should not be a All-Star starter?
No, he shouldn't. He should be in the game, but he shouldn't be starting. No.
Steph got to come up.
Also, I want before I go.
Let's be clear.
So what has LeBron done better than Steph?
Hold on. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. That doesn't mean those guys are better than Luka as individual players. I'm just saying, it would be more entertaining to watch the game with those two run because they just play at a faster pace.
From a fandom standpoint, just that alone, James is going to start. Just from that alone.
But
James
Steph
is
going to get far more votes than any of those other guys. You know that, right?
If that's true,
than any of those guards, yeah.
So if that's true, then Steph will probably end up starting, even though fan votes only.
It'll be Steph and Luka, but it probably should be Fox and Shea.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, even over Luka, you think?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave you with this though.
Okay.
This is
go back.
This is for you. This is for you, Abby. It's about time for Steph to go talk to Mike Dunleavy and let him know he's out of there.
Yeah. Hey,
Steph needs to get out of there.
It's not happening.
it won't happen, but I wouldn't be upset if it
Yeah,
did.
he's gonna retire. He's gonna retire a Warrior. He's gonna retire a
Yeah.
Warrior.
In the words of Big Guy, you could come back and retire as a Warrior. You don't have to stay there the whole
Right.
time.
That's
I can
true.
come back and retire
Where do you
as a
go
Warrior.
though? Do you go team up with like the Celtics or something?
well, I'll
like
tell you
any
what I-
team would take
Oh.
Steph, right? Every single team.
I'll tell you what we're not doing. In the words of Big Ox, we're not staying on this ship while it's sinking. We're not doing
Not at
that.
all.
We're
He
not.
Would you
can't-
take
can't-
him, Fox? Would you
Hey,
take
would you
Steph?
guys take? Would you guys take D'Lo in a piece?
No, we're good. We're good on that. Thank you though.
No,
Appreciate it.
but thanks for
Straight
pulling
A.
me up though, y'all. I got to get back.
Absolutely,
Appreciate
Big Ox.
y'all.
Absolutely,
Thanks,
Big
Ox.
Ox.
See you, man.
Have a good
Hey,
workout.
Hey, Spooky, you straight on that phone call? You're not interested?
No,
How
let me
about this?
tell.
How about this? We'll take Steph and Draymond. For
Oh, now you like Draymond? Okay.
I don't, but I know that he and LeBron want to play
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, I know.
But we try to stay focused. We try to stay focused.
Yeah.
Focus, Tone.
You guys take D'Lo and I don't know whoever Rui Hachimura.
He's trying to give you a bucket of extra crispy and a
Why
six-pack
would
for a
I-
Ferrari. That's what he's
Why
trying
would
to
I
do.
want none of those names
Rebuild,
even
rebuild.
pique my interest? Not a single
It's
one.
rebuild.
Unless LeBron James is in that package, I
You're
don't
not
want it.
getting LeBron, and
I
then
don't want anybody else on the Lakers. They are
They're
all
lead.
garbage.
but you're trying to help Steph go.
Sure. Oh, I thought you were taking Steph.
Yeah, we are. We're trying to
Oh.
help Steph. We're trying to help Steph by getting him out.
Wait, actually, let's just like a little fantasy world really quick. What are the top 3 teams you think would be like crazy if Steph went to? Like not like the best fits, but also like could win a championship.
If Steph was on Denver, if Steph was on Denver with Joker, they mopped the Western Conference.
Oh, so
You
you're
say
trading
him?
Jamal, Michael Porter
I would
Jr.
do that
and
if I don't know if I'm giving up that much, but if we could get Steph with Steph playing off Joker with that offense, they mop the Western Conference.
That's
Mop it.
Listen, if it depends on what it depends on what you have to give up. It depends what you have to give up, but throw
If I
Steph.
could keep Joker, and KCP, and Aaron Gordon, they mop the Western Conference.
Hold on. What if he went to the team that should have drafted him?
No, not Knicks. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
That's not the team that should have drafted him. Minnesota.
Oh.
I love
Oh, when they
There.
Yes.
Now you might have to give up Cat to get him. You might have to give up Cat to get him, but if you could keep Cat, Gobert, and Ant with him running the point and shooting,
I don't love that fit, but I do think it could work. I don't love that fit though.
How can you not love that fit? You give Steph a couple of bigs
And defense.
and Ant and defense. Come forget it.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't love it as much as I love him playing off a Joker. They mopped the Western Conference.
I like Denver just because it's such a free scheme already. Timberwolves aren't as free of
Why you gotta do my Canadian dirty and get him out of there? No, I disagree.
Curry? Hey, hold on, Tone. We're not talking about getting him out of there for a bucket of extra crispy.
This ain't 2016. This is 2023. Steph. He's got 2 years left.
So that's and within the last I checked, who won the NBA championship last year? Denver won the NBA championship last year. It ain't like they rebuilding and we're taking them and we putting them on a good team. We putting them on the defending champs. That's what we're doing. And we're not losing that much. I get to keep Aaron Gordon. I get to keep KCP. I get to keep Joker.
But you're realistically, you're not going to get to keep them.
Yeah, I mean, Warriors would never go for any of these trades.
I was offering up Cat and a piece. You guys want to keep everybody.
In the words of H.
Well, who wants Cat? Nobody wants Cat.
Listen,
maybe
Mrs. Curry wants to come back home.
To Charlotte?
Yeah, we're good. No,
home is Toronto.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You didn't know she was Canadian?
I did it like a year. When you told me that.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, okay. So let's finish off. So we did the West.
We're doing the.
But yeah, let's move over to the East and see what we got there because the East is kind of interesting.
All right. So let's start with guards this time.
Okay.
Right, I'm just going to throw out the names. You tell me which 6 are going to stay, which ones are going to snub. Okay. So you got Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, Dame, Maxey.
Rewind, Tone. Hold on, rewind, Tone. From the top.
Trae Young.
Stay.
Okay.
Donovan Mitchell.
Stay.
Damian Lillard.
Stay.
Maxey.
He's been so good
Stay.
this season.
Stay.
Yeah.
Brunson.
But he's been so good too.
Hold on. Brunson. I don't know why you guys are
You
thinking about
stay.
Brunson.
You stay. He's staying.
Okay, he
So that's,
stays too.
so you know that's 5.
Right.
Okay.
That's 5. LaMelo Ball is probably out just because of
Yep.
injuries, right?
He's out.
Halliburton.
See.
I think he's starting.
I agree. So that's 6.
Yeah. Okay, we're
That's
good then.
6. So hold on. So are any of these guys taking out any of those guys? Cam Thomas,
Nope.
Tyler Hero,
Nope.
Terry Rozier,
He
Nope.
has been hooping, but no.
DeMar DeRozan,
Sorry, Demar.
Cade Cunningham,
No. I don't think you can.
Zach Levine,
No.
Darius Garland, DeJounte Murray, Kobe White, Jordan Poole, Derek
No.
White.
Maybe Derek White.
But
Maybe-
you
may-
can't swap him
maybe-
out for Maxey, Brunson, or Halliburton, right?
What about Drew Holiday?
Not Halliburton. Not Halliburton. That Dame is a little tricky. That's where it gets tricky in the East with Dame. I think Brunson is in. Dame is where it gets tricky because Dame had a slow start. And a guy like Derek White, the way he's been playing lately, he may
No one
bump a
wants
guy
to see
like
Derek White in the All-Star game, though, over Dame.
Come on, coaches are going to pick Dame just because
Yeah,
of
he's exciting.
historical value.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
because I don't think the coaches care about exciting. I think because of just who he is historically to the game. Right. Like if you're an NBA coach, let's be honest, and you're sitting there and you're staring down at Dame or who did you say, or Derek White. No offense, you're not picking. I love the way he's been playing, but you're not picking Derek White. You're not
over Dame. You're not.
Right.
But
And
I am gonna look. I'm gonna look at what Derek versus Dame is averaging.
Yeah.
So Derek White's he's only averaging the same as Austin, 16.5 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Versus Dame is averaging
21, I think, something like that.
Yeah, so he's definitely gonna start. Sorry, Derek. I mean, he's
Derek White would be more of a replacement guy. Like if somebody got hurt,
26, 4.5, and 7. That's insane. That's a great.
We don't
stat
play
line.
basketball. Listen, Big Ox was gone. I have a trivia before we do the front court. I want to ask you guys in the chat. I know I love trivia questions. I'm going to ask you a trivia questions. Are you ready for this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's you, Tone.
Do you hear that knocking?
That's you, Tone.
Someone's at the door. All right, so here's a trivia question. In the history of the NBA, only 2 teams have ever led the NBA in 3-point attempts and 3-pointers made and won a championship in the same season.
Attempts, makes, and won the NBA championship. 3-pointers. So we have to start by. So we have to take out the 60s and the 70s. So we'll start at 1979 because that's when
that's a good way to do it. That's a good way to do it.
When the long ball showed up, and now we got to talk about champions. So when we talk about champions, which champions shot the long ball? The Celtics shot the long ball. They won the NBA championship with Bird. The Golden State Warriors shot the long ball, attempts, makes, and won the NBA championship. That's almost the obvious choice.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the teams. You said it's 2 teams, right, Tom?
It's happened twice in the history of the NBA.
You said it's 2 teams.
I said it's happened. No, to be clear, I said it's happened twice.
Not 2 teams. That means it's only one team.
I'm not telling you whether it was 2 teams or the same team twice. I'm just.
Right. You said it's happened twice. So I'm gonna go with the Warriors.
Yeah, me too.
And you would both be wrong. In the chat, Dallas Mavericks, wrong. Warriors and Celtics, wrong. The Heatles, wrong. So nobody knows.
Wait, what was the question?
The only team, okay, I'll repeat the question. The Warriors twice, wrong. The only team to lead the NBA in 3-point attempts, 3-point makes, and win a championship in the same season.
Oh, in the same season. We're making sure
in the same season. They took the most threes, they made the most threes, and they won the chip.
And they did it twice.
Fine, I'll tell you, it was the same team that did it twice.
They did it twice. That would be the Bulls.
That would be, although he has it as a question, that will be the 94 and 95 Rockets.
Okay.
The only team, these guys they all jumped on it because I think they looked it up. The only team that ever to do it was the Houston Rockets. Those 2 years, those back-to-back Hakeem Olajuwon teams, led the NBA in 3-pointers made and attempts and won a chip. And they say they didn't shoot the 3. Look at that. Look at that. The Houston Rockets.
That's surprising. I would have never guessed that.
Vernon Maxwell shot the long ball.
Maxwell,
Kenny Smith. Pat Bullard. Yep.
But more
Mario
than the
Elie.
Warriors is
Wow.
crazy.
I didn't know more than the Warriors. They just led the league. They just led the league because the 2 years that the Warriors, the Warriors were second, oddly enough, to Houston. The years that they won their NBA.
Oh, I thought you meant in the the actual games.
No, for the season. For the season.
Okay, interesting. Good little.
Oh yeah, they had Robert Ory too. Yeah, that's a good. They had a lot of guys shooting. Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
All right, so let's go to forwards. You want to go to forwards?
Yeah, forwards. Let's do it.
All right, Embiid.
In.
Starter.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Starter.
Ada Yanaki. Ise Philos More. Jason Tatum.
Starter.
I'm just kidding.
I'm skipping over. I don't even know why this person's in here. It might be alphabetical. Kyle Kuzma. Get out of here.
Oh, man.
Jalen can't go left. Brown.
Reserve.
So he's in?
I want to see who else. So for me, I'm waiting.
Okay. Julius, all I do is play in the regular season. Randall.
I want to hold the phone on him. I want to hold the phone on him.
Okay. Bam Bam.
In.
Reserve.
That's 5. Mikal Bridges.
Nope.
Jimmy Buckets.
Nope.
Pascal Siakam.
No.
Nope.
Paolo Banchero.
Maybe.
He's been really good.
24 and 7. Scotty Barnes.
Nope.
No.
Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy.
Nah.
Suspicious.
Nope.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Franz Wagner.
I think he's the best player. I think he goes ahead of. I think he goes ahead of Banchero.
I think one of them have to be.
Hold on. Since you love your basketball, how are you putting Franz, who's averaging 24 and 6, and I rounded all of those numbers up, ahead of Scotty, who's averaging 21, 6, and 9, with
Still playing better on a better team. Easy.
No, he what? Barnes is playing better, and he's playing
You said
better
21,
defensively.
and you said Franz was averaging 24.
No, Franz is averaging 19.8, 3.9 assists. Now I'm not rounding, and 5.8 rebounds. Hold on.
20 a game.
So under 20 a game. Scotty Barnes is averaging 20.6, 5.7, so 2 more assists, and 9.2, 4 more rebounds.
He doesn't play defense.
So he'll go. So Scotty Barnes will go ahead of Franz. He's not going ahead of Banchero. No, let's kill that logic right now.
Yeah, what's
He's averaging the same amount of points as Banchero.
Yeah.
He's averaging 1.2 more assists and 3 more rebounds.
And on top of that,
and he's playing better defense than him. And you said winning doesn't matter because you've seen a guy on a losing team make a team.
But it matters to a certain extent.
It does not matter. It does not matter.
Okay, so who goes, Scotty or Siakam?
What?
Who goes? Siakam
If we're
or Scotty?
taking a Raptor,
Both of
which
them
I
ain't
don't think
going.
we should.
Not both of them, Tone.
No, Scotty.
Okay.
I'm taking Scotty.
I mean, I wouldn't be upset to say.
I'm taking Scotty over Pascal. Okay, Franz Porzingis.
The Celtics can't have. I don't know if this. Could the Celtics have 4 guys make the All-Star team?
Yes, I mean, yes, Porzingis, but also it can't be
KP,
Jaylen Brown.
Tatum, Jaylen Brown. I don't think Drew Holiday's making an All-Star team. I don't.
No.
No,
he's not. He's not.
I'll be surprised if he made the All-Star team.
No. I think it would be. I think it'd be Porzingis, Tatum, and JB questionable. But we already had a guard lineup, so I'm not sure.
Then it gets and after that, I don't think any of these other guys knock out anybody after that. So
I think JB is making an All-Star team. I'd be surprised if he did not make the All-Star team. I would be. Jaylen Brown. I'd be really surprised.
Dude, chat, chill. I meant that Franz is going to be a better defender.
23 a game, 23 and 5 on the best team in the league.
You said that doesn't matter. Why does it matter? And then it doesn't matter depending on who you're rooting
No,
for.
it doesn't. But historically, Tone, the best team in the league, more times than not, the best team in the league gets the benefit of the doubt. Now,
So Tatum's going to go in as Tatum and Brown are going to be guards.
Tatum is a starter. Is Brown going? Is Brown going in as a guard?
Yeah, Tatum and Brown are going in as guards.
Hey, why would Tatum be going in as a guard?
Wow,
because that's what I just read out to you.
Oh,
that's what I just. That's what I.
Wait, Tatum is a guard, Jay?
No, he's a forward.
Guys,
he's literally a forward.
But he's listed as a guard on the All-Star ballot, Tone?
He is listed right here, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong. Did I not?
You're gonna have Porzingis,
no.
Brown.
You're right. He's a he's a forward. Forward. My apologies.
Jaylen Brown, on the other hand, Tone, what is he listed?
He'll be a reserve, probably. He's a shooting
They're
guard.
both listed as front court players.
Right, Jaylen Brown and
I'm sorry, I said they're both guards. I said they're both listed as guards. I apologize.
I've always had a
both listed as forward.
Mm-hmm. I've always had a problem.
Yes, sorry. Tatum and Brown. So hold on. Tatum, Brown, and Porzingis.
And then they're all in.
And you think they're all three are in?
I don't know about Porzingis.
Really? He's been great.
But you think they're going to put in three Celtics forward out of six? There's only 4 front court positions.
I don't think Porzingis gets in.
And just think about it. Hold on. You've got Embiid, Giannis.
Embiid.
Let's say, and then if it's
Embiid is at the 5, Embiid is at the 5, right? So Embiid is at the 5, and Giannis is listed as a forward. So if you think about like
Bam, you said Bam's in, right?
I think Bam is in.
You said Bam was in. So if Giannis, Embiid, and Bam are in, you're saying the other 3 are all going to be Celtics?
No.
Shut your damn mouth.
Hey,
I think that Bam.
Julius Randle, I think he's like 23 a game. I'd be surprised, Tone, if he got left off the team. They're a top 5 seed in the East. Again, I know winning doesn't really matter, but we can't have a bunch of all-stars on a losing team.
Are you telling me
on a losing team?
Are you telling me that Porzingis, the 4th best player on his team, is better than the best player on all but 2 teams in the East?
No, I'm not saying that. No,
because that's what whoever's saying Porzingis has to be in is saying.
No, because that's exactly what you're saying. You're saying that Porzingis is better than the Knicks' best player.
Would have to be better than the best player on every other team except Milwaukee and Philadelphia.
Porzingis is not the best player on Orlando. No, he is not. He is not.
Then he can't be on the All-Star team.
But we're saying he's better than Julius Randle. He's better than Julius Randle, or not better?
What you're saying for him to be on the All-Star team, you're saying he's better than Randle, Bridges, Butler, Siakam, Banchero, Barnes, Wagner. You're saying he's above all of those guys.
I'm not saying that.
Not all, but most.
Oh, look at you.
I'm not saying that. No, you will not get me to say that because I don't think that's true. No.
Okay, Jay. So do you think he's been better than Jaylen Brown?
I drank a beer.
Do I think he's been better than Jaylen Brown this season?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Over the whole course of the season.
No, I don't.
So then we're letting him go. It's going to be JB Tatum.
Yes.
Okay.
JB Tatum.
Okay. Then Porzingis
who are the forwards in Indiana?
Naismith and Obi Toppin.
Yeah.
So do you think it's because it's in Indiana this year, right?
The only all-star going off that crew was Halliburton. That's it.
Oh, that's true. Would they get a little more love?
They do like a little hometown.
Yeah. And that's why Halliburton started.
Yeah. I could see him
for that reason right there. Halliburton is starting.
Oh yeah, good point. Great point. Yeah. No. Okay. So I'm okay with then. Who are we subbing in for Porzingis? Is it going to be Scotty or
Barnes?
Scotty?
You just made the list.
He made the list.
Okay. I think that the East is going to be interesting, but fun.
Be advised.
I think Tone talked you into that, Haley. I ain't buying Scotty Barnes. I'm not. Tone
I'm
is
not
a
either,
Toronto
but
homer.
the chat's trying to
Tone
roast
is a
me because I
Toronto
don't think he's the greatest defender
Tone
in the
is a
league.
Toronto homer.
I'm dropping the Lakers. I might as well, give some love to my home team.
Yeah.
Tone is a Toronto homer, and he's selling you
you know
Scotty
what?
Barnes.
I'm not sold. I'm just trying to be.
Hey, you know what?
Nice.
I'm good.
No, I'd like to see him. He's just, I don't know.
Okay, I don't. Why do you guys? Okay, be honest.
Yeah.
How many Raptors games have you watched this year, Haley?
Like 3.
Have you watched 3?
Yeah, I've only watched like 3.
I don't believe that you've watched 3.
Well, they played the Spurs once. I watch a lot of Spurs games. I watch a lot of Wizards games because
you watch a lot of Spurs games. Who are you, Michelle Beadle? Why are you watching Spurs games? They stink. Oh, because
of Wemby. And yeah, I mean they're fun to watch.
The Spurs.
H is much better looking than Michelle Beal, by the way. But anyway,
I don't even know who Michelle Beal is. But
she's our age. She does a lot of sports, and she's a big Spurs. Like she grew up doing Spurs. Like she's a huge Spurs fan. All right, so you watch the Spurs game, the Warriors game.
Who is Hydro, dude? He's so annoying. Like he's got to be a weird Raptors fan. This is why I don't like Raptors, because their fans are weird. They think because they're in their own little country.
You hate LeBron Jones? LeBron Jones. You hate LeBron James? Because
LeBron Jones. No, I hate. I just
you hate LeBron? Okay.
Or listen to anything I say, but when I have one take that they don't agree with, I'm a casual, and that I don't know sports because I'm a woman. Like it's just annoying. And Hydro, like, come actually, Hydro, I'm gonna drop the link really quick. You can come share why you think Scotty Barnes should be. We'll listen to you. And I'll respect it. Let me learn.
Wait. And those were not shots fired at Toronto. Those were shots fired at Raptor fans. Everybody knows Toronto's a great country. Great
no hate to Toronto. But yeah, come up, Hydro. I will learn. I'll listen. If I'm wrong, I can say that.
Okay. We
2 minutes.
Oh, yeah. While we wait for Hydro, Smashup Sports promo code Fluent. Go check it out. Check it out.
Wait, how the All-Star game is in like 2 months? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you going?
That's to be determined.
Adrian,
are you Hydro or no? Are you the same person?
I don't know. But let me ask you guys a question.
Adrian is not Hydro.
I gotta let you go, Adrian. Sorry, but we'll have you on soon.
Before you bring anyone else on, because we're almost out of time, what team do you think is going to draft me?
Detroit.
Who's got the most second round picks?
Milwaukee.
Hey, I could go play with Giannis and his brother. I could be a translator. I speak Greek.
Is there any way that you actually get drafted? Like, in all honesty,
is there any way I get drafted? Of course. If a team is smart and they want some 3-point shooting and high basketball IQ, they'll draft.
Like, would they draft you just for like to seem like?
I think if there's a team that has like 4 second round picks,
he's not getting drafted.
I think if there's 14, I think there's a team that has like 4 second round picks. And we publicize this enough because we haven't done it enough. We're going to start doing it more in the new year. We wanted to wait a little bit. I dropped another 10 pounds. I don't know if you can notice.
Shout out,
I think once the new year we start promoting a little bit more, I'm going to start doing a press tour. I'm going to start, we're going to, do the thing with the Globetrotters in March. We're going to, I think a team's going to take notice. Heck, the Warriors allowed a 93-year-old to try out. Why wouldn't they give me a second round pick?
Out. He's on our second unit. What do you mean?
Is he on your second unit?
Yes, he's our point guard.
For the G League team, right?
No.
We're talking about right now. She's talking about Chris Paul, Tone. That's what she's talking about. And to the dude, Hydro in the chat,
Hydro,
you ain't getting no money. You live
where you
with
at?
your
You
mother.
got real quiet. Where you at? You don't have to.
Talk about you getting money with your broke ass. You ain't getting no money. You live with your mother. That's where you live. You live with your mother.
No one pays you to sit in your mom's basement.
That's what you do. You live with your mother. That's where you live.
Hold on. Let me just address this. Let me address this really fast because we only got like 30 seconds. FIFA, I didn't enter the draft in my prime. So it's not that I didn't get drafted. I was hurt. I am healthy now. And the league is significantly more suited to my skill set. Than they were back then, because back then they played defense and they didn't shoot a lot of threes. Now they don't play a lot of defense and they shoot a lot of threes, which is
this
perfect.
Don't work, Andrew. He doesn't work. Let's be real.
Neither does Andrew.
No, that's what I mean. Oh yeah. does Andrew. You guys are crazy.
These
We should
dudes
just have a
goofy.
troll
They all
panel one day.
they because what they always tell you, I'm at work. If you at work, then what you doing dealing with us?
Listen, Hydro. Listen, for those that are watching and wondering why Hydro just got put in timeout, he's in timeout because you can't bring up people's mamas. Not on this show. I don't know what you do on your other shows, but on this show we don't bring up anyone's mama or their children. So you're in timeout. You can come back later.
And show your face next time, Hydro. We'll see you soon. All right, you guys, we're gonna jump off. Is there a football game going on?
Is there a show?
Yeah, I see red or see red.
No, they should cancel that show. Aren't they canceling that show?
Mm-hmm.
They should cancel that show.
Oh my goodness.
Both
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. If your team's like below 500, they should cancel your show.
Yeah, well.
Like honestly, the Warrior show, what is it? Golden Showers? That should be gone soon too.
It might be. It might be. All right, you guys.
Is that the name of the show? Whoa!
No. Okay, we're ending.
Pause.
Ending. Bye.
What's
guys.
happening right now? What is going